Well, ladies and gents, Marvel Studios and Disney put on blast by the head writer of the What If series, and also someone who apparently significantly rewrote every single episode of Ms. Marvel. Now, this has come out because of a few things. 1, there is the writer's strike. 2, there is the actor's strike. And 3, Marvel is desperate to promote the Marvels, and thus by doing that, they have released Ms. Marvel, a whole lot of Marvels, I'm sorry. They've released Ms. Marvel for free. I did a video on it, I'll leave it linked above. So this is a culmination of multiple events coming together. It's the perfect storm of slam dunks, I guess. But yes, Marvel has been put on blast for underpaying their staff. Now we know that this is the case, but isn't it funny that these productions are in the hundreds of millions of dollars and you still can't pay people correctly? Where's the money going? I did a video yesterday, I'll leave it linked above, on The Creator, a movie by Gareth Edwards. It looks utterly stunning and it only cost $86 million. And I know only, but that is chump change in the world of Hollywood. Whereas you look at the likes of Indiana Jones and the Dial of Diarrhea, $350 million. Where's the money going? So like I said, let's take a look at this, guys. So the WGA and SAG-AFTRA are of course both on strike. And this is in unison. This is the first time since the 1960s. There's currently no end in sight because, and I will say this, right? I can appreciate the point of contention. The point of contention is AI. Neither wants to back down on this. The studios don't want to back down on AI being able to use it, and the writers and the actors don't want to back down on AI replacing them. Now, the studios are incentivized to keep using AI. Why? Because it's a cost-cutting method. And when you're looking at all of these insane budgets, that's part of it. I mean, cost-cutting, they're going to need to do it eventually, aren't they? So it's pretty insane that these things are both on strike at exactly the same time. Now this is interesting. This article says the writers in particular want to change the very foundation of Hollywood in an effort to ensure studios pay them what they deserve. Yes and no. The point of contention is actually primarily AI, because if that comes into play, they don't need writers at all. They don't need writers ever. Now it says this: streaming has changed things in a big way and residuals have shrunk from thousands of dollars to mere pennies. Some of them don't deserve that. And I will say this. There was recently trending on Twitter, one of the She-Hulk writers earned in residuals $360. Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't pay you anything. That series was abysmal. Now the likes of Netflix and Disney Plus don't reveal viewership numbers, meaning writers aren't given the chance to fight for what they're owed and penning shows which become global hits. Allegedly. This is the thing, global hits. Again, She-Hulk was not a global hit. There are those that argue that the thousands of dollars these writers get in the first place should be enough, but it's all about context. Studios are making millions, if not billions, from their work, and without them, there would be no movies or TV shows. Yes and no. You know, playing devil's advocate a little bit here. Some of these writers don't deserve any money because they lose studios hundreds of millions of dollars. But again, part of it is that they are being asked to do these things by the studios. So the studios are, putting these writers in a certain direction. It's not their fault if they're trying to abide by what the studio wants. However, this is the real doozy. What if head writer A.C. Bradley, so the head writer of an entire show that is now getting a second season, is taking aim at Disney and Marvel Studios? Specifically them, putting them on blast. And this isn't exactly, What If was quite well liked. People liked What If. So it isn't as if it's the She-Hulk head writer, right? Okay? It isn't Falcon and the Winter Soldier head writer. It's a well-liked show. But they've come out and revealed that despite significantly rewriting every single episode of Ms. Marvel, she was only paid a weekly rate and never a fee for each script. Now, this is terrible. For a few reasons. Because the initial writers of this show were paid. They were paid up. There's the cash. Done. Cool. Thanks very much. Marvel saw fit to then employ someone to significantly change their work into something completely different, or, significant enough anyway, especially for this person to get writing credits and the like. And they wouldn't pay them. Now, why would you pay the first people in the first place, or why would you even hire them? Why would you not have a head writer on board that was doing a better job? There's so many angles to look at this, and this is where these studios just spunk money up the wall, just spaffing it up the wall on nonsense. Have the right management in play. You shouldn't. Ultimately, Marvel should never have paid the initial writers, because it should never have got to that stage that you pay the initial writers everything that they're owed, which, cool, they're owed it, but it never should have got to that stage if you're then going to go and get their work redone. You idiots. But they say this, that's a shock considering the WGA mandated that Bradley receive a writing credit on half the season. But she does go on to provide a reason. The original writers had already been paid and were no longer employed at the studio. Marvel didn't want to pay another fee. So this is the tweet. Hey, WGA West. Let's make sure, this is put it right on blast. Disney Studios and Marvel Studios pays the Writers Network residuals, despite significantly rewriting all episodes. And the WGA mandating that I receive a writing credit on 3 episodes, I was only paid a weekly rate, never paid script fees. So this is someone losing out on thousands. And then someone tweeted him, says, wait, what? If your rewrites credit from the guild, how is it possible they didn't pay you at least half a script payment? What the F? We were brought on during production, so this is at last minute. So this is really important work. To revise the script, the original writers had already been paid and were no longer employed. Marvel didn't want to pay another fee. Why did it take to production stage for you guys to go, shit, you know what, these scripts are terrible? No wonder Marvel is a dying brand, because you paid for an entire season, a show, you've pushed it to production, and then you've gone, this is actually really crap. We need to change this during the production. Yeah, no wonder it's up shit's creek.